Jake motherfucking Laskey here of Wolf Clan Armory, your Anti-AntiFa host. The Antifa hating host, Jake fucking Laskey. So, what do I want to discuss today? Well, what about communism? You know, the political ideology that has killed over 100 million plus people worldwide, which is more than fascism has ever even tried to kill off. Well, why communism? Well, the other day, there you go. Who are you guys? Well, just so happens that it's Portland Antifa members. This right here would be Luis Martinez. That is Luis Martinez with a masked villain Antifa member. They're holding their great, illustrious flag of communism. Luis Martinez has been arrested repeatedly for all kinds of misdemeanors during the protests in Portland, especially during the inauguration, the election, and just so happens Luis Martinez is a rapist. 1994, rape 1. For getting an underage girl drunk, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. This is the kind of people that are your Antifa members. He is a communist, anarchist, scumbag, shitbag, and he lives in Southeast Portland. And it's not hard to know how to look him up. Whitepages.com, truthfinder.com, all those other search engines. And the dossier gets even bigger and bigger when it comes to the files of Anti-AntiFa. Luis Martinez is a shitbag, scumbag, fuckboy, rapist, and a federal informant. How do we know he's a federal informant? Here's one way to find out if someone's a federal informant. When they assault you, you're at one of these protests, one of these rallies, and a scumbag Antifa member attacks you, the cops arrest them, or if you know specifically by name who they are, and that they're stalking you, or anything of that nature, and you try to get a restraining order on them, the restraining order will be rescinded, and the court will not even look at it. Meaning he's given up information about his own anarcho-communist comrades. Luis Martinez, rapist, federal informant, cooperating against you, Antifa, your own dude. What is communism? In political and social sciences, communis, which is from the Latin word communis, common, universal, is the philosophical, social, political, and economic ideology and movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of the communist society, which is a socio-economic order structured upon the common ownership of the means of production and the absence of social classes, money, and the state. Communism includes a variety of schools of thought, which broadly include Marxism, anarchism, the anarchist communism, such as rapist, federal informant Luis, and the political ideologies grouped around both. All of these share the analysis that the current order of society stems from its economic system, capitalism, that in this system there are two major social classes. The working class, who must work to survive and who make up the majority within society, and the capitalist class, a minority who derives profit from employing the working class through private ownership of the means of production. And that conflict between these two classes will trigger a revolution. Good luck, fuckers. The revolution will in turn establish social ownership of the means of production, which according to this analysis is the primary element in the transformation of society towards communism. So you want to own production means, yet you don't want to work for that, do you? You just want a free handout for it to be given to you. So, you're fucking idiots. Early communism. The term communism was first coined and defined in its modern definition by the French philosopher and writer Victor de Huppé. In his 1777 book, Projet de Communauté Philosophique, de Huppé pushes the philosophy of the Enlightenment to principles which he lived up to during most of his life in the Bastide of Fouveaux, the province. This book can be seen as the cornerstone of communist philosophy, as de Huppé defines this lifestyle as a commune and advises to share all economic and material products between inhabitants of the commune so that all may benefit from everybody's work. Food stamps. So I work and you get the royalties. Oh, okay. According to Richard Pipes, the idea of a classless, egalitarian society first emerged in ancient Greece. The 5th century Mazdak movement in Persia, Iran, has been described as communistic for challenging the enormous privileges of the noble classes and the clergy, for criticizing the institution of private property, and for striving to create an egalitarian society. At one time or another, various small communist communities existed, generally under the inspiration of Scripture. For example, in the medieval Christian church, some monastic communities and religious orders shared their land and their other property. So communism is nothing more but a prior Christian communistic, communal, monastic, scriptorial society community. Communism was based upon monastic religious order. But it's the atheistic version, right? Because communism hates religion. All right. So you've copied the Christians. Makes sense. Communist thought has also been traced back to the works of the 16th century English writer Thomas More. In his treatise Utopia in 1516, More portrayed a society based on common ownership of property, whose rulers administered it through the application of reason. In the 17th century, communist thought surfaced again in England, where a Puritan religious group known as the Diggers advocated the abolition of private ownership and land. So yeah, communism is a Christian way of thinking. In his 1895 Cromwell and Communism, Edward Bernstein argued that several groups during the English Civil War, especially the Diggers, espoused clear communistic agrarian ideals, and that Oliver Cromwell's attitude towards these groups was at best ambivalent and often hostile. Criticism of the idea of private property continued into the Age of Enlightenment of the 18th century through such thinkers as Jean-Jacques Rousseau in France. Later, following the upheaval of the French Revolution, communism emerged as a political doctrine. So it was a scriptorial doctrine, become political doctrine. In the early 19th century, various social reformers founded communities based on common ownership. However, unlike many previous communist communities, they replaced the religious emphasis with a rational and philanthropic basis. Notable among them were Robert Owen, who founded New Harmony in Indiana, 1825, as well as Charles Fourier, whose followers organized other settlements in the United States, such as Brook Farm, 1841 to 1847. In its modern form, communism grew out of the socialist movement in 19th century Europe. As the Industrial Revolution advanced, socialist critics blamed capitalism for the misery of the proletariat, a new class of urban factory workers who labored under often hazardous conditions. Foremost among these critics were Marx and his associate Friedrich Engels. In 1848, Marx and Engels offered a new definition of communism and popularized the term in their famous pamphlet, The Communist Manifesto. The 1917 October Revolution was to set the conditions for the rise to state power of Vladimir Lenin's Bolsheviks, which was the first time any avowedly communist party reached that position. The revolution transferred power to the All-Russian Congress of Soviets, in which the Bolsheviks had a majority. The event generated a great deal of practical and theoretical debate within the Marxist movement. Marx predicted that socialism and communism would be built upon foundations laid by the most advanced capitalist development. However, Russia was one of the poorest countries in Europe, with an enormous, largely illiterate peasantry and a minority of industrial workers. Marx had explicitly stated that Russia might be able to skip the stage of bourgeois rule. The moderate Mensheviks, the minority, opposed Lenin's Bolshevik, the majority, plan for socialist revolution before capitalism was more fully developed. The Bolsheviks' successful rise to power was based upon the slogans such as peace, bread, and land, which tapped the massive public desire for an end to Russian involvement in the First World War, the peasants' demand for land reform, and popular support for the Soviets. Following Lenin's democratic centralism, the Leninist parties were organized on a hierarchical basis, with active cells of members as the broad base. They are made up only of elite cadres approved by higher members of the party as being reliable and completely subject to party discipline. The Great Purge of 1937 and 1938 was Joseph Stalin's attempt to destroy any possible opposition within the Communist Party. Oh, he killed his own people! In the Moscow trials, many old Bolsheviks who had played prominent roles during the Russian Revolution of 1917 or in Lenin's Soviet government afterwards, including Kamenev, Zinoviev, Rykov, and Bukharin, were accused, pleaded guilty, and executed. You guys really want a classless society based upon communism? Is that because you want to kill yourselves? That's exactly what's going on, Luis. Fucking Luis! You're a anarcho-communist who wants to kill your own anarchist Antifa members, and that's why you're a federal informant. Oh, now I get it. You're a scumbag, snitch, bitch, Luis. You know what? I could keep going on and on. I could tell you about the Soviet Union, the present situation, communism in Korea, China. So, maybe Marxism. That gets into a little bit more information. Leninism. Poor Trotsky. Stalin. Lenin. Communism. What a great rule, huh? What a great government. Yeah, hey, ha, Luis! You're a fucking snitch, bitch, anarcho-communist, informing against your own people, rapist, just like the Soviets were the army of rape when they were going into Germany at the end of World War II, ordered by the elites to kill, 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 rape, 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 anything, everything German. Is that what you were doing, Luis? You're raping because it's a communist thing, yeah. You're a rapist, scumbag, snitch, bitch. Hey, Luis, you know who I am? Yes, you do. Just like I know who you are. And I work at Wolf Clan Armory, 287 South Front Street, Cresswell, Oregon. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'd like your rapist, communist, punk ass to show up here one of these times and let's have a discussion. Let's talk politics. Let's talk about everything that makes you hard. Yeah. Let's talk about, getting little girls drunk and then taking advantage of them. Yeah, that's what you do. It's kind of scumbag shitbag you are. Come on in, Luis. Come on in, anarcho-communist snitch bitch. Come on in, rapo, child molester, chomo. Come on in, see Jake motherfucking Laskey. Tell me you're not a snitch bitch. You know what? Prove to your Antifa buddies you're not a snitch bitch. You can't do it because you are, bitch. Prove that you're not a rapist. You are, bitch. Luis Martinez. Juan Luis Martinez. Juan. What do you want? I bet you're on every kind of drug out there, huh? I just take 15 different drugs. In fact, I'm about to get some more from the government, keep me going and stuff. That's what runs through my motherfucking veins in my schizophrenic fucking head. Press like on this video. Keep commenting. Please. At least comment something. Tell me you hate me like a lot of you punks do. Tell me you love me like some of you do. And know that Anti-AntiFa gear from Wolf Clan Armory will be something we will be selling soon. And for you people who would like more professional videos from us, like Nevix, like Antifa, well, donate some money in my Go Fuck You account. Yeah, the Go Fuck You. For any Antifa member who gives to this noble cause, for us to get professional equipment, for professional videos, to put out a better quality, more professional message, I will personally send to Antifa members, such as Luis, for giving to this great cause, a pile of my own shit. I'll mail it to him wrapped up with his name on it. I've got your address anyways. And my next video, I'll discuss the local Oregon City union worker, Vice President Michael Brassel. Fuck Antifa. Fuck Anarcho-Communism. Fuck Luis Rapist Juan Martinez. Fuck Eugene Antifa. Fuck Rose City Antifa. Fuck Antifa world the fuck wide. You're all a bunch of sicko, pervert, rapist, snitch bitches. Will you be a victim or a survivor? Come to Wolf Clan Armory, 287 South Front Street, Crestwell, Oregon.